Alrighty, welcome everybody back to SimTraX Broadcasting. This is Patrick Morrison coming to you live here. Yep, you see the track, the Monster Mile, none other than Dover Speedway. I can't wait to see these drivers get going here tonight on this 1 mile concrete track. A lot of guys are going to be pushing each other to see who can succeed and be the fastest here tonight. With qualifying currently underway right now, I believe Mark Sikosi working on getting his first lap complete here right now. Only 2 drivers have knocked down a time. That goes ahead and snugs him into the second spot out there. He's got to make up another 0.3 of a second. He should be able to do it here, and maybe we'll be able to see him squeak on by and come up with a little more speed out there. Let's take a look. Right now, currently, Jared Magoon is currently sitting in the number 1 spot. Cope slides into second now and across the line. Let's see if Sikosi did any better. 23-29. Looks like that locks him in. Not able to pick up any more pace out there, so it looks like Sikosi in third until we get another driver out there. One who saw himself not doing very well last week. Johnny Avila currently in the 88. He's out there tearing around the track. We'll see how he does here during his first couple of qualifying laps. This will be his first time on this round 5. We'll see how he does in the UPS 88, but it'll give us a little bit of time to talk about this race tonight. Stella, you are joining alongside me here tonight at Dover. We've seen plenty of races here at this track as we rejoin back with the NSR team. And we've seen a lot of guys kind of teetering back and forth whether or not they're going to be fast, whether they're feeling confident out here tonight, or if they're going to be able to make any sort of a difference out here. I wonder, kind of taking a look at it from the outside in, you think we're going to see something different than what we normally see?
Out here on this particular setup, we could see a little bit of anything. I'm hoping that they have not just practiced this particular racetrack being all concrete, but they did experience using this pit road. I say that, I preach it all the time because everybody forgets, and the next thing you know, boom, they're in the barrels. Boom, they slide through their pit box because they're transferring between concrete, asphalt, back to concrete. Every surface has a change.
All right, and that entrance into pit road does seem to be pretty treacherous out there. Some of us may be thinking from our angle here that it doesn't seem really that hard. They should be able to get around and just not get themselves in trouble out there. But I would say it does trip these guys up pretty hard out there, and there's a reason why they call it the Monster. And definitely the way these guys have been tumbling around out here, out there on the concrete. The turn exits speed. The car just wants to continue riding farther and farther up the track. And a lot of guys you will see ricocheting on the exit of turn number 2 and the turn number 4. So that's going to be trouble when they're racing for the line. I would expect to see guys starting leveling it out there, maybe being able to compete amongst one another and try not to kill each other. Stella, we remember all the way back with Alex Bourget being able to really compete out here and be a strong force out there with the Racer Evolution League. Led about 7/8 of the race and then destroyed himself, hitting the barrels, speeding into pit road, then speeding back out, and then speeding back in again, which blew my mind when you have a guy who's lapping about half the field, which is possible here, seeing that some of these times are getting underneath or well under 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was quite a shocking set of circumstances, back to back like that. It was a tad bit painful, we will say. But I think we can cross our fingers that they won't be doing that tonight. I'm noticing actually on the track the safer barrier is up. Those were not put in yet. They didn't go in till 2008, so I think we have a little bit of a modified track here tonight.
Yeah, well, that'll probably be good for these cars. They'll be able to ricochet a little bit in case they do make contact with the wall out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at what our race is going to consist of here tonight for the Subway 400. 230 laps here tonight, 100% fuel limit, and they'll have, fortunately, 3 sets of tires down in the pit. They do have to take care of them, though. They're going to be pretty scuffed up as we see the 32 making his grand entrance into our camera view. in the background. No fast repairs, though, so as they are sliding around out there with Jared Hayes there with Lockridge Motorsports, looking to see if he can do something here tonight with this open setup. They are working on the process of making a couple of adjustments left to their cars. And Stella, here's the big thing I like to circle out here. The 95-degree track temperature is great. 69 degrees in the air, fantastic. Big one, 17 miles an hour wind. Normally here at Dover, that thing enters about turn number 2, and it'll start shoving those guys into the wall. We've seen the next gens have a bunch of trouble. The Xfinity cars have a bunch of trouble. But when these ARCA cars with 900 horsepower get that more shovel-nosed front end, I personally haven't seen what it does to them yet if they are able to cut through the wind and they are able to slice through and just be able to maintain some sort of speed out there without this thing really tripping them up.
Yeah, I would hope so. The banking on this track is 24 degrees in the turns, still 9 degrees on the straightaways. So I can't imagine once it comes through. The height of the track itself, by the time you get up, up to the outside wall, is like 2.5 stories tall. I'm floored that the wind will come through there and bother them at all.
Yep. We are on round number 2 here of the playoffs. A couple of guys are able to squeeze in. Stella, Stoney Benfield, you were saying, has been on hiatus here for quite some time. Hate seeing how far or how long he's been away. I know he holds a decent point standing out there, but without competing, I guess it's really not going to matter for him. So I don't know if lack of attendance is going to get him bumped here.
Yeah, I do not know either. But right now, our top 12 drivers on the standings. If you want me to go over them, I don't know what kind of time we have. I can whip through real quick.
Yep, still got another minute and a half here of the warm-up.
You bet. Okay, 1st through 10th, we're looking at Johnny Avila, Justin Cope, Jared Magoon, Mark Sikosi. 5th, Clinton Mata, Jacob Kaplan, Shane Wielden, Brian Wiggins, Jason Crumley, Cody Porter. 11th is Russ Bovair, and 12th is Stoney Benfield. The cut happened to put Nathaniel Landwehr in 13th, which leaves him below the chase even after that fantastic second place finish last week.
Boy, I hate to see him kind of get knocked out here. Maybe after tonight he may have a chance, but Stella, I would say that might not even matter. Mr. Landwehr is not here on the track tonight, so obviously he may have gotten tangled up a little bit out there with some real life issues. All right, about another 30 seconds here. We will be underway. Right now, Dover just getting warmed up there just a little bit more as this track is getting a few extra layers of rubber out there. Right now, Lockridge Motorsports, glad to see him joining us here tonight and rooting us on and rooting on his team as well, as he'll be sitting on top of the box. Hate to see it for him with a back injury out there. Kind of reminds me of the driver from the Gravedigger. Wanted to race, did such a fine job behind the wheel, but just the injury started taking him out of the driver's seat and just kind of ended up forcing retirement for him. So hopefully that does not help happen to Devin Lockridge. Hopefully we will see him back onto the back behind the wheel here after some time, but we'll see how it is going to go. And we are getting ready to start gridding up here in just a moment. Drivers are getting out there, kind of kissing their wives back into the driver's seat, and they're getting their cars back out here at Dover. Stella, can you tell me anything about that casino which shows somewhere in the middle of the infield?
Oh, cannot.
Okay. Well, I know there was horse racing taking place here, I thought.
Well, horse racing adjacent, yes. But no, we basically just have a wonderful. No, you're referring to Dover Downs, and then this is Dover Speedway.
Okay. I was just taking a look there on the inside, and it shows there is a casino hanging out there on the outside of it just a little bit as people walk on and head into the track. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid here for tonight.
I'd have to say it's probably OTB.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. All right, Johnny Avila is going to go ahead and take us away on the first green flag here of the night. He'll be starting in the number 1 spot with Cody Porter. Not to be expected there. That 38 machine will be on the outside. Patrick Gettner starts third next to Jared Magoon. Great start for him here tonight. Let's see if that 99 can hang in there. Tire savings is going to be key here tonight if he wants to stay up toward the front. But Jacob Kaplan and Brian Wiggins start behind him. Justin Cope starts on the inside of row number 4. Mark Sikosi is going to be 8th, starting in that number 8 car. We'll see how he can hang in there. I thought he had a second place start, but he gets bumped way out. Jason Crumley starts 9th next to Wyatt Poffenberger. That is going to be an awesome name to say here tonight. He'll be out there in that Mopar 09 machine. You'll see him. There he is right there in the back. Jared Hayes and Shane Wielden starting 11th and 12th. Right now I show Clint Motto finally getting behind the wheel here for number 13, 13th driver. Glad to see the Sim Magic machine back in it, ready to go here. Stella, we are getting underway here in just a moment. Green flag getting sent up. Johnny Avila gets away, and what the heck just happened?
Patrick Gettner popped the clutch, took a hard right, and took us out before the start-finish line. I believe we have our first caution.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what lap to put that on. 0.1?
Yeah. Gettner crashed before the first lap. Everybody else seemed to make it past the line. Oh boy. Stella, that's not the way I was hoping this was going to start here tonight.
No, sir.
Let's see what happened to Gettner here. This definitely hurts a lot of feelings getting this race started. Right there. Sidestepped it.
Yep.
Caught Magoon. Good Lord, look at this.
Got Sikosi, too.
And there are no fast repairs, so it's not like you can continue.
Nope.
And the worst part is they're still wrecking down the field. That's Wiggins.
Yes.
I mean...
In the air.
Yeah,
that's...
kind of ridiculous,
last time
I would say.
NSR was here at Dover last April. They did 200 laps here, and they only had 4 cautions.
Oh, what?
And the first... And actually, 2 of those cautions were stage cautions.
All right.
They did not have their first incident caution until lap 128.
All right, we're going over the crash here again. Take a look at the net code that the 5 receives.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure he appreciates that from a little nod there from iRacing. Hopefully we'll be able to pull up our ticker here tonight before something bad happens. I don't know if Gettner is able to repair that car. It did take a hard shot to the side.
I almost wish in cases like this where it starts before the race even starts that we could just mulligan, you know? Can we just have a do-over?
Yeah, Jeff out there saying, what a start. Yeah, that was kind of crummy.
Yeah.
I would say frustration is going to be pretty high right now, seeing how easily we got mushed up on that one.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about something that kind of made us chuckle a little bit before the race. Names out there. We've got a Johnny, Jacob, Jason, Jared, another Jared, and a Justin.
Yes.
It almost reminds you a little bit of Nora out there with our Cody clan.
Yes. It it will be a challenge this evening. We'll get our TMJ exercises.
Gettner out there with Richard Penny Enterprises. One of our drivers is down. That's going to leave us with Shane Wielden and Jacob Kaplan. Avila and Porter are the only ones who have yet to make a move, and we actually flip-flopped the field. Gettner from third to last here, as he's currently sitting about 3.5 minutes in the pit box. I don't know if he'll be able to come back and be competitive out there. Let's take a look here at Gettner. Still out there. Stella, I'm wondering if he had to, if he went ahead and towed here. That might have caused a little bit of problem.
Did not see him tow, but if that was the case, he's looking at 4 minutes just to start.
Look at that hand action. Work it there, Marty.
All right. Nice clean turn one.
Yep. Well, most drivers able to get back on. The 13 drivers are losing one already hurts the field. So it looks like Gettner's going down. And speaking of somebody going down, Shane Wielden. Something seems a little messed up with his car out there as he seems way off pace. Wielden was extremely late in joining the room. I'm hoping he's not running the same setup that he did last week. That thing looks like it's handling like a brick.
Yeah, almost. I mean, you call it triangulating the corners, but that's a good thing. This one's more like squaring them off in a duodecagon or something.
Not real well here for Shane Wielden as he drops down to where he originally started the race. Down in 12th. Maybe we can say this is kind of his plan. Big separation out here on the field. Not really anybody again. For another race, anybody out there to touch anybody. Right now, Mata looks like he's going to be heading down a position as Brian Wiggins out there in the 5 Tide machine is currently fighting here on the bottom. Now 6 works around Poffenberger. Berger working back as he's got some nose damage to the front end of that car. Not a whole lot of room for error here at Dover as we work underneath the scenic bridge where guys sit up top and watch the race. Don't even think about looking for tickets. You can't get them. Right now we are seeing Brian Wiggins fighting his way back up to 6th. Not bad after it looks like a damage check. Came down and looks like they pulled that right from the quarter panel out. Got him back out there on the track. The 09 out there, Poffenberger sits 7th. Wiggins in the Tide machine. That does remind me, I believe one spot ahead, I've got another Tide machine. Looks like Jared Hayes. I believe his is without bleach, though, as he's working here on the outside. Looking to see if he can white out Jacob Kaplan here, but Kaplan's putting up a fight. Here they come through 3 and 4. And right now, Kaplan chasing down Crumley. Jared Hayes sitting behind him. As no can do, Kaplan is able to fend him off. Taking a look here. Jacob Kaplan in the Hot Wheels car. Right now getting a good separation. Kaplan's fallen off of Jason Crumley, who's currently sitting 3rd by 2 seconds. Obviously, we got some guys dialed in here. Repairs still continue from Patrick Gettner as he continues going down laps. He's now down 12. Going to be in a world of hurt if he is able to return back out here onto the track. Great job by Kaplan gaining 1 position, but Jason Crumley in the Hot Tamales car, I've got to say that 83 has had some dismal finishes here the past few weeks. Right now, he's up 6, currently sitting in 3rd, rocking.
I like it. I also like the fact that Clint Mata is out here, even though he's fighting that car something fierce. He's up 4, and he's going to be working on protecting his 5th spot. Who we got coming in?
Yeah, heavy damage to the left front here of Poffenberger.
Ow.
Yeah, I don't know if he maybe have knocked the wall here. We'll see if we can get a replay kind of tuned up here, what may have happened to him out there. I hate seeing that. First time we've seen him out here on the track with some a little bit of stability during a race, and seemed to get himself a little tangled up here. Let's see if we can take a peek. Poffenberger to the outside of Sikosi into turn 1. Whoop.
Oh. Okay, just an adjustment.
Give it a second right there.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah, that's some serious damage in the front.
Yep. So hard shot to the wall by Poffenberger. He'll be down there working it up. Early, you see the 32 of Jared Hayes starting to peek into the scene. Jared Magoon, who's currently sitting back there in 8th. Two guys out there on the same team looking to run the same strategy here tonight, but when Magoon kind of was the first car to get hit out there by Patrick Gettner on the start, that definitely changes a few things up. You can see in Lockridge Motorsports is shaking his head out there. I think he's kind of joking and laughing it off, I guess.
What else can you do?
Well, at least it didn't take out both of his drivers. Jared Hayes was pretty close out there. Take a look here at the 32. Trying to run him down. I give it to him, though. Right now, he's got a strong turn entrance, but the turn exit is looking, seems to be lacking a little bit here. Watch the dive in, getting here on the 44 and needs to drive through. Right now, Jacob Kaplan's got that turn exit speed.
Oh, yeah. He says, not today.
Yeah. Now, they may start talking to him a little bit as he nudges down there on the asphalt, which bumps him up the track. Right now,
that is something to contend with, is that asphalt apron. It is going to make the tires on the asphalt and the tires on the concrete act completely different.
Yep. Well, this is Poffenberger here in the front. That is a lapped car. Right now, currently cutting off in front of Jacob Kaplan. This is going to put a little... Whoa! Oh my God!
Wow!
Yeah, Poffenberger able to hold on to it there.
Barely.
And somebody's got to tell that guy to loosen up the back end of that car. That's why it's snapping on him like that.
And he's still got a little damage on the front too, so he's dealing with that 17-mile-an-hour wind you were talking about so much for slicing through it.
Especially turn number 2, that'll be the hardest. Whoop! And gets him again. Right now, Jason Crumley may have driven the tires off this thing. Down to 5th he goes. Next, he'll be attacked out there by Brian Wiggins. Kaplan is staying out front, though, as it looks like Poffenberger trying to take a look around Jared Hayes. And right now, keep an eye out there. I know Lockridge says he's been working with a lot of new drivers out there. He may want to start. Holy cow, Poffenberger off the wall.
Yeah, and the other wall. And the other.
Gosh, Jared Magoon.
Did he get him?
Yeah, he got him.
Did he get him again? Oh, no.
Jared Magoon, heavy damage to the rear of that car. Was just unable to squeak past that.
So close. I've got to know, though, if that was netcode or not, because it was so close. It just at the corner of my screen. I could barely tell. Oh, man. And he is listed off track at this point. Is he sitting in the grass? Or did he get towed, Poffenberger?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to find him. He's currently with a hard hit. Yeah, that's a blown engine now. Here he comes. Let's see if I can speed it up a little bit here.
Yeah. Brakes. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, but he would have hit him.
Yep.
Oh, and he took some wall out with him, too. Jared Magoon, not his night. And not by his own devices.
No, that's now the second time Magoon has gotten mashed up out here.
Yes.
We'll kind of take a quick peek at the damage to that car. There's the damage on the right rear. Contact made on the left rear.
Yep. I bet he's got right front, too. Oh, gosh. Yep. A bit of a crinkle, we'll say.
No, right now, I would not want to be the crew chief out there. Devin Lockridge has got his hands full here tonight. He's got to tell Jared Hayes to maybe pick it up off the apron a little bit. And right now, you do see him up toward that top seam. Ooh, boy, drops it down, though. That's going to end up scrubbing those right side tires. And remember, he's only got 3 more sitting down there in pit. That's a lot of laps, so he's got to start kind of chunking them off here and taking his time. You don't want to press too hard, but that's hard to say when you got Johnny Avila out front.
Yes, by over a second.
Yeah, over a second by his own teammate out there, Cody Porter. But I'm talking even in the top 5, the spread is 11.5 seconds.
Yeah, ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, we finally find Brian Wiggins back there about 11.7 seconds back. Justin Cope is sitting 18.5 seconds back, with our best time being currently right around about 24 seconds. Right now, Justin Cope is in some danger here in the next 10 to 15 laps.
Yeah, and I do believe we can confirm Patrick Gentner has taken it to the garage for the evening.
All right.
Or the afternoon.
Yep. Yep. I think, I'm not mistaken, I thought they are currently looking at that car still. I see it sitting here in pit road. I think it's Poffenberger that may have taken it back to the garage.
Oh, Gentner's time was not running a minute ago.
Okay.
Oh, good then.
Yep. Yeah, they may be getting back to it. I don't know if they're out there trying to steal some parts. Poffenbergers that ended up getting mangled up pretty bad out there.
There you go.
All right. Pretty quiet race now. As drivers are separated decently far apart here. Right now, Mark Sikosi currently sitting in 6th. Closest person to him is Brian Wiggins, who's currently sitting in front of him. I know those two have been working together here the past couple of weeks, trying to make something work for them. Sikosi normally has been spending a ton of time getting these cars squared away, but I think the beginning start to this race did not help him at all. Seeing the back end of his car has also got some damage.
Yeah, I don't think it normally has that interesting little bend, does it?
No, it doesn't. I would say if we do go under caution, which is unusual, seeing how Poffenberger came up and had blown an engine, normally that is enough to have a caution thrown out there by iRacing for fluid out there on the track, but they did not deem it worthy of a caution.
But Justin Cope is coming down pit road?
Yes, currently.
Goodness. He's been down once already.
Yep.
Is he down for a new
Yeah. Something tells me he got mangled here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, his tire's completely showing.
Yeah, that's and I'm just wondering if that wind is catching these guys off guard out there, and that's what ends up whipping them up the track. Yeah, I think something happened out there. I'm trying to see if I can find a look here at Cope. See if they had anything to report. Nothing. Everything was all quiet since lap 14 for Cope.
Oh, yes. Lockridge Motorsports is out there talking about brakes, and I believe that might have been my first call out on that too. Is brakes. But he is at least happy that I do not. Maybe he is. Jared Magoo might still be just barely on the lead lap.
He should have plenty of distance here.
Yeah, he's running, a gap of 17, and these guys are lapping at about 24, 25 seconds, so.
Yep. Well, currently he's exiting turn number 2. And taking a look back at Avila, he's entering 1. So he's got a good bit of distance.
Okay.
That is Jason Crumley. He'll be going down a lap now. That's now the 9th place driver going down. And Shane Wheeldon will be next on the list there for Johnny Avila. As Wheeldon tries to scramble, remember he had a sketchy beginning half here of the stint where that car was kind of whipping all over the track out there. Continues to have some trouble. We take a look back. As Wheeldon looking at Avila, trying to run him down. I think we got a little fight going out there between Clint Mata and Jason Crumley. This is for the 9th position. Currently See if they can get something wrangled up here. Right now, that is Cody Porter. Looking to see if he can get around a couple of these lapped cars here. Sideline, Porter trying to hold it here. Boy.
He's fighting it.
Well, that is tough to do.
Right.
Is to stay on that low line as you continue to pull out of the turn there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a hot tamale down on the apron there. Gave me a scare. Yeah, at this point, Justin Cope still down, getting some repairs, 3.5 minutes.
Wow. See after Cope. All right, here's Porter. Right now he's got to make up 2 seconds to find his teammate out there, Johnny Avila. I was stretching, trying to find out where he is. There, right now, that's him working around Shane Wheeldon. We talk about Jared Magoon possibly going down a lap. He's actually passed Brian Wiggins. Wiggins is now going down. I think Jared Magoon has saved enough tire to start leaning in now.
Okay.
But Stella with 100 fuel. I would say these guys could stretch out somewhere almost 60 to 75 laps before they need to pit.
Really?
Maybe even farther.
Okay. Okay. Something tells me Devin Lockridge is the crew chief from Days of Thunder. Out in the chat, he puts, "You thought Magoon melted right front tires when he first came on board? Well, let me introduce you to the newest driver." Kind of reminds me when they did, "You run it your way, and then you run it my way, and we'll see how the tires fare."
Yeah, well, right now, Jared Hayes is holding the top 5 right now. That's him in 4th, but man, is he getting close to that wall up top. Well, this thing is... he's got anything left of it here. It looks a lot better.
Well, Brian Wiggins is coming in. Looks like he is going to either get new fuel, tires, or is he going to need a repair?
We'll take a look here.
Because he has already had one venture into the pits this evening too, with his airborne. Ah.
Yeah, most of the guys that have been down pit road were involved in that lap 1 wreck.
Right. Looks like he's a full run there. Guess he's feeling the effects of this 1995 concrete.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got durability, but dag.
All right, so as we continue racing around the track out here, everybody trying to find a nice soft spot out here to just keep going. 50 laps are complete. This has been all Johnny Avila's race. Currently running up there on Brian Wiggins. Wiggins is getting, I believe, gotten one of his laps back here. As Avila is now watching him pull away. And Jason Crumley coming on down.
Okay.
Not bad, 83 with no damage here tonight. As Jacob Kaplan has gone around, has gotten Jared Hayes. Mark Sikosi trying to run him down. Yeah, Jared Hayes is way off pace here. He's been scrubbing that outside wall here for some time.
Well, I thought you told him, make sure you pull up off the apron.
Yep, looks like Wiggins gets ready to kind of mangle up Magoon there. Magoon just watches him go on by. Fresh set of tires for Wiggins, I would say. If Wiggins drives this hard, he's got to be careful not to burn this new set off again.
Yeah. Yeah, Lockridge Motorsports giving us a little background that Hayes hasn't even driven this car before until last night.
Wow.
So I think he's considering these are those Gen 4 cars. He's doing a darn good job.
Yeah, not bad at all there. We currently take a look back here at Jared Magoon starting to reel in Mark Sikosi. It looks like the battle for 5th. Something might start happening here. Sikosi seems to be having some handling problems as we look out the windshield here of the X-Side number 99. Goon seems to have this thing under control, looking pretty sharp on these turns, not really fighting the wheel as much. You can tell he's starting to get hungry. He's entering that turn a lot earlier and wants to run him down here. Sikosi going to try to see if he can fend him off, though. Now these two very close. Right now, that is our leader in the rear view there of Jared Magoon. Magoon might be teetering on the edge of going a lap down here right now. Not able to let him. It is going to be the 83 of Jason Crumley, who came down and pit on lap 49. Fresh tires for the Tamale machine. See if the 83 can make some clean passes here. There's one. And, yep, he goes ahead and slices on through. Avila drops down to the bottom. Goes ahead and almost scrubs the edge here. Only working his way around Mark Sikosi. Magoon does not want to go a lap down, though, but right now, Avila is making a bid for it.
Maybe?
Nope.
Oh, there he goes.
Nope. You can just see the wear and tear on that right front there from Magoon. So the two Jareds out there giving it everything they got. Both of them have taken their right side tires out. And now Sikosi's trying to see if he can fend off the damage-free Johnny Avila.
Yeah, I tell you what, look at the line he takes. And they're both on what we have to assume is you know, 60 lap tires.
Yep.
Why would you not try to run right behind him and see if you can run the same line?
Well,
because it's really, really fast.
Well, Johnny Avila has not had to battle any dirty air here tonight. So this has been his race. He's been able to just kind of cruise and do what he needs to do. But also remember, this is an open setup league. So right now, Avila may have this thing set up for long runs. You know, he may have geared this thing down where he's got a little more drive out of the turns, which you can see Avila continuing to pull away there.
Yes. But he also had, you know, short-term speed because he set the pole.
Well, you can definitely hot lap it. You go out there and drive the tires off that thing, but he couldn't maintain that kind of speed for the entirety of the race. Yeah, there would be no way of doing that.
Hayes and Magoon are coming down together. So Lockridge Motorsports is having his guys come in. Let's see what they're using for a strategy.
Yep, well, I definitely expect to see 4 tires and fuel. Now, consider lap number 60, they come in, then they'll be back down maybe 120. If they come down 180 and then race it out to the end. So this is a good split. The key is them being fast and being able to maintain these tires longer than Avila can if they're trying to get the best of them out there. Yep, 4 tires of fuel. Right. Mr. Hayes is getting back out there. Quick little adjustment.
And here comes our leader, along with Clint Mata, down pit road.
But not Cody Porter as he goes ahead and takes over the lead. That's going to go ahead and break the streak there of Johnny Avila as he led 64 of the 65 laps we are running now. Right now I'm waiting to kind of keep an eye on Cody Porter. No, he hasn't run out of fuel, but he is continuing the charge. Right now, he is exactly 2 seconds slower than his fastest time here tonight. 23:03 and a 25:05. Last lap right now, Cody Porter watching everybody else driving around him and a lot faster out there. As we are seeing Magoon currently out there in front of Mark Sikosi. And if things keep going this way, Sikosi still needs to pit. And here comes Porter. Now, does Kaplan come down? No. Kaplan might have a chance of leading the lap here as soon as he passes Cody Porter, and he does.
There you go. I'll tell you, last week, 12 drivers received extra bonus points. That can make a difference when you're looking at only 6 points apart between first and second in the standings currently.
Yep. Here comes Jacob Kaplan. Working his way on down. Mark Sikosi will be the next one to possibly take the lead unless he decides to pit. Seeing he came in during the lap 1 crash out there, he might have to go, might have put an extra splash of fuel in there. But because he continued taking these slow laps. Right now, 25:54 was that last lap. Best time he's had here tonight is a 23:66. Boy,
Yeah,
I don't know how much longer I'd want to stay out. Here he comes.
Well, there's a detail. Whee! Sorry. I was having a little bit of agitation action back there.
Yep.
So Devin Lockridge put something out here regarding the tires that Jared Hayes just came in.
17.
Not being a racer? Huh, I don't know if that's good or bad. 17% left or only 17% used?
Left. 17% is horrible.
Oh dear.
He is driving the tire. You want to come in and you want to see somebody maybe in the high 60s.
Oh.
That means he is biting that right front tire off every time he turns that wheel. He's got to be easier on that thing.
He used it. He used all of it that he needed to use.
Yeah. Well, just longevity-wise, because right now, if you consider when Johnny Avila came in on lap number 64, right now everybody else is kind of on the back foot here. I mean, 61 Hayes came in. 46 is when Brian Wiggins came in. I mean, these guys got to try to take care of their tires now to see if they can outlast Johnny Avila on this tire strategy. Fuel isn't going to be that big of a deal here tonight, but they've really got to kind of watch it here. If they start going back out there on fresh tires and driving like they stole it, they're not going to make it. They're going to be 3 laps down and then having to pit. You can't do that. So right now, Avila is showing these guys how to do it. The biggest question is, how can you combat that kind of tire wear on the right front? I mean, you can maybe take that tire pressure and jack it way up to see if you can apply more pressure to that tire and get the weight off the right front and into the left rear, and try to see if you can alleviate some of that pain out there. But man, that would not exactly be what I would want to do. I'd maybe raise the right front tire pressure and lower the left rear to see if he can maybe slow down the bleed here and see what they can do. Yeah,
Shane Wheeldon
left is horrible out there. Gosh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was just going to say Shane Wheeldon seems to be having an extended time down in the pits, a little over 4 minutes at this point.
Yeah, I don't see really much damage here to the right front of that car. STP machine having some trouble here tonight. I believe that leaves, yes, our last standing driver here so far is Jacob Kaplan. Out there, unfortunately, as everybody else has gotten bitten off here at Dover. Guys having more trouble than they are used to. For everybody tuned in here to SimTraX Broadcasting, we appreciate you guys coming out with us here at the NSR League for the Subway 400 here at Dover. Johnny Avila has been leading about 90% here of this race. Couple of lead changes out there. Went to Cody Porter. Jacob Kaplan was another one. To go ahead and get a couple of lead laps there as Avila came down in the pit. A lot of guys are learning here tonight about what it means for any kind of tire strategy out there. Little chime in out there that Jared Hayes had a right front mishap out there with almost drove it all down to the rim, and he may be not and may be able to try to do something else there, so maybe they can switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, might be a little idea. Fair enough.
Yeah. Now, Lockridge says Hayes out there is starting to kind of feel this track out a little bit, and that's kind of what you want, is you want your driver to start kind of getting a feel for it himself. What does it feel like in the car? How does it handle for you? As right now, this is inside Jared Hayes' machine. You're already to the inside. There's another vehicle there of the 38 of Cody Porter. Porter's still currently sitting in second. Gotta be careful, yeah. What you'll see guys almost do is almost suction to that wall and take the highest side that they absolutely can and let the turn help sweep them in. Right now, you see how Hayes is doing here. He's almost about mid-track and then tries to snap up. Yeah, that should be Wiggins. Welcome to Warren Tires. Wiggins will be the next driver he's trying to pass here, but man, Hayes is trying to drive the tires off this thing.
Man, that was just came up on him so fast and so close. Scary. So we are looking at the top 3 drivers are the only ones left on the lead lap. And our last 3 drivers have taken it back to the garage.
Justin Cope has retired. All right.
Yes.
Yep. Kettner, yeah, 32 minutes in the box. I think they've thrown in the towel.
Yes.
You're saying there was no way of return. Stella, I would say, I hate putting it out there, but go ahead and write it down as a SimTraX record. 0.09 was as far as he made it.
That's not a record we want.
No, but I would say that's the...
It's funny because I put it down as 0.1, but it didn't even make it to 0.1.
Nope.
All right.
All right, Jacob Kaplan about 5 seconds from being lapped here, which would only put our 2 lead drivers out there. Cody Porter still less than 5 seconds off pace there from Johnny Avila. I think we might try to handicap this guy here in the next couple of races. He keeps racing like this.
Throw some lead bars in his trunk.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen some racers adding lead bars could actually help.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's what they do for horses. I don't know what they do to handicap a car.
Avila, Porter, Kaplan. Kaplan now off by 20 seconds. Trying to run these guys down. Jared Hayes setting in 4th. Brian Wiggins setting down in 5th after getting past Jared Magoon, starting to reel him in. This is Magoon taking a look for that 5th place. Had it once before. Brian Wiggins with those lap 46 tires, he's feeling the pressure now. I believe it's lap number 92. He will have doubled the tire wear, so he's getting right close. So right now, this is when Wiggins came in last time. Jared Magoon taking a look.
I would love if we had the capabilities of knowing what their like that percentage, when they come down, of being able to see how far did they push it,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yeah, for iRacing, it's to each his own. They go ahead and they don't share that information amongst the drivers
Oh no.
for
Okay.
fear of being able to steal any kind of details or strategies.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, there are ways to like obtain telemetry sometimes
Okay.
between the gas and the brake, but it's hit or miss on the
But
accuracy.
that's just for your own
Yes.
benefit and information. For your better edification and glory.
Yep. All right, lap number 91 underway here. Johnny Avila will be finishing that thing up in about another half a lap. Stella, this is, I've got to admit, this is not exactly how I saw the race going here for the Subway 400.
No. No, it's going to be a long race.
That's an understatement. I just mean drivers like Justin Cope having to retire here tonight. Right now,
Yes.
Jason Crumley and Shane Wheeldon. Both of these drivers have been in pit for the last 4 minutes. Which is leaving us only 8 drivers still
Eight.
mobile.
8 moving cars, yes,
Yeah.
on a mile track. Could have been Talladega.
Yeah, I guess so.
That try to be positive.
All right, well, Sikosi, when he was down there in pits, a 38.8 second pit stop time. This was cost him an extra lap down. Normally he would be making the attempt to pass Jared Magoo. The next driver he's looking for is Clint Mata. As you see Sikosi making the pass here. Clint Mata is the driver he's looking for to move himself up to 7th. But has quite a ways to go. Clint Mata is looking at, I believe, that number's right, 19 seconds before he can run Ryan Wiggins.
Jason Crumley has returned from pits. He went ahead and did a little over 5 minutes down there from lap 75. So that puts him about 15 back. That's fair.
Yep. Yep. I think 18 now. Yep. Yeah, talk about heartbreaking there. Whoa. As we see Clinton Mata sliding out of the third. Exiting 4 there as he's taking that Sim Magic machine to the edge. Hold on to it though. I wonder if this car is just creeping up. With a little less traction than they expected. Mata into the wall.
No.
Sikosi able to drum up some speed and gets him. That moves Sikosi now up to the 7th position.
Gotta be feel a little weird though, being I'm a lap down, but I'm in 3rd. Ah.
Yeah, even Lockridge
We've
is saying
seen that.
where they should be on the tire wear out there. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You should be going in really about the high 60s. Yep, that's what he's saying. About low 50s and mid 70s is where some of these guys have been.
Yeah, 17, that would be drastic then.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely got to change his lineup out there. But we'll see. We'll see if he can definitely hold on to it. Avila is showing you how to hold on to it. Maybe we can take a little ride along with him and see what the difference looks like. lot different.
Ooh. He's still fighting the wheel on that surface, though.
Yep. Yeah, I just mean the letting off. Right, let off right there. And lets the turn. Car dives into the turn as it starts riding back up the track and smooths out. He's back into the gas.
So close to that wall.
Yes. You gotta use as much of this track as absolutely possible. As high as you can go, as low as you can go. Check this out, baby!
Oh no!
There's our first caution as we rode along with that one. The leader
We
gets
sure
into
did.
Brian Wiggins.
My goodness. Was he changing the station on his radio?
Who?
I mean, he just, Avila, he just came up from behind him and just whoop.
Yeah, I think he was thinking the number 5 may have rotated up the track. But he did not. He decided to stick right where he was. And it ended up getting caught up in that one. Well, fortunately for some of these drivers, this is fantastic. Watch the 88 here. Yeah, the 5 didn't continue fading up. And Avila just misread this one.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll take another look at it here. So the 88 is already accelerating. And right when he thinks he should be starting to fade up the track, the 5 stays.
Yep.
But look at Avila save it.
He never hit that wall. I thought for sure he was going to tag the back corner on that wall, and he didn't.
Oof.
All right. We've got a few coming into down pit road right now. Looks like Avila, Porter, Kaplan, Wiggins, Mata. Some of the others are going to be holding out.
Well, this is an interesting call here, and I want to know what everybody decides to do. I don't know. I mean, it'd be kind of silly not to take tires. But boy, is this going to jam you up for the remainder of the race. I mean, we're going 230 laps here. So we still have over 100 laps left to go with one set of tires.
Yes. Now, a 12-second pit stop. Was that right sides only?
I would assume so. I would definitely assume so. Maybe we can see.
How did Cody Porter lose his place? Looks like it's Avila, Kaplan, Porter, and Cody Porter had a sub-13 pit stall time. How did Kaplan get out in front of him?
Come on. Is this fuel and go? It looks like only fuel.
Okay, but that's the two of them. That's Avila and Porter.
Okay.
With 12-second stops. What happened? Where did Kaplan come from? Okie dokie.
Yep. All right. Looks like for the first time here tonight, the green flag. Racing it out here. Jacob Kaplan's going to go ahead and take the lead away. Johnny Avila. Check that out. Kaplan
Well, that's 'cause
definitely had a
Kaplan took
4-tire call out there. We are back under
Exactly.
caution. Showing something happened to Jason Crumley out there.
Oh. Ow. Yeah, Jared's been down for, Magoon's been down for over a minute.
Jared Magoon may still be trying to fix some of that damage. Notice that right front folded in.
It's not something new?
No, not from what I'm seeing.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, this is them at green. Magoon is still sitting in the pits.
Yeah. Yes. You realize a pace car never was able to stop. Came in, drove through, came right out the other side.
All right, so Jacob Kaplan is going to take us away during our green flag restart. Go ahead and see a chance to see him get going here. A few more drivers in and out of pit road. Trying to fix up their rig here
looks
tonight.
like a quick fuel and go.
Magoon fighting some electrical issues out there.
Oh. Oh, no. Well, I guess if it has to cut off, and at least you're holding still, sitting in the pit, you don't destroy your car. Think of it. Happy thoughts?
Yeah. All right, now
Well.
his timer did stop at just under 2 minutes.
And with the caution that came out, it's a very lucky fella.
Yep. A lot of damage was able to get fixed there on the 99. So hopefully we'll have an opportunity to pick up the pace and get back out there. Clinton Mata. Taking a look at him there in the number 7, sitting 7th. Right now I believe that gives us 4 drivers now on the lead lap. Kaplan and Avila starting in the front row. Hayes and Porter in the second row. Right now, one more caution puts Sikosi on the lead lap. Another one puts Brian Wiggins on the lead lap. And that'll give us 6.
Okay. I don't know if I'm wishing for cautions to help them get back on the lead lap or not wishing for cautions. Although at least I'm seeing multiple cars on the screen at a time. This is preferable.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and let her rip here. Geico restart zone, and away we go. Outside line, a more favorable line, and I think Kaplan's starting to notice that. Avila had him for just a moment. Avila fades off as it looks like Kaplan dives in deep. Right now, Kaplan has the early lead. I would say if he could get out to about a half a second lead, I would start laying off the gas a little bit and start thinking conservation. Probably lap 160 to 175 is when these guys are going to consider coming back down into pit road for their last stop.
Yeah, I think Kaplan is counting on the fact that both Johnny Avila and Cody Porter probably only took 2 tires or just the fuel and go. How is the fuel and go costing them 12 seconds? I mean, we didn't see them get tires. But yet Jared Hayes could pop through and, oh, that was just a splash. Not even a fuel and go. In 6 seconds. But Jacob Kaplan, by the timing, does appear that he took his 4 tires.
But there also may have been a track bar adjustment in the back. Both Avila and Porter, which takes some time.
Okay.
Right now we are riding on top here with Sikosi, passing Porter, now Avila. Avila still hanging out there as he peeks into the screen. Yep. That's going to jam up Avila. He would have loved to drop down. Now Cody Porter's going to be on him. As Cody Porter start applying pressure. Look at Kaplan. Good God. Kaplan out in front by 2 seconds. And shows you what that fresh air can do.
Crazy out in front, yeah.
2.5 seconds now and still growing. Right now, Kaplan may have had the winning turn here. And we'll see if he can come away with another win. That would be huge. Right now in the standings, Mark Sikosi would love to be able to get out there in front of him. At least get his lap back. That way he does not have to lean on the lucky dog.
Alicia just popped up. Turns out she's been out there watching Jacob Kaplan, rooting him on. So it's interesting, he last won Talladega, and now he's working on dominating the short track.
Yep.
Nice. Versatile.
Definitely working hard. If they've come down and only taken fuel and an adjustment, I would question if they've got, with 2 sets of tires hanging out down there in the pits, this could be crazy.
This is already crazy. In my book, anyway.
Alright, looks like Bill Harkins is out there joining us as well. We haven't seen Bill Harkins here after a few weeks. Starting on May 7th with Bandit Race, really kicking back off on Wednesday nights. Find us at Daytona.
And what will they be driving this
I am fairly
season?
certain they will be in the next gen machine.
Ah, okay. And they're picking a single car this season, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Avila falling down to third. That is a bunch of lapped cars getting around him now. He does not end up in the next caution. He should be okay. Maybe looking to apply some pressure later. Porter now getting place feels like. Currently he's watching the 83 down on the bottom. Jason Crumley. He's down by more than a couple handfuls. I think we're now up to fingers and toes. Laps he's down. Crumley down 19.
Yeah. Be out of both of those soon. If things keep going.
Yep.
Oh, next gen. Yep. Field answer. Yep. Nice.
All right. Small field though, but everybody's still making the best of it. Jacob Kaplan and Jared Hayes currently sitting 1 and 2. Down into pit road 3 times here tonight, and Jared Hayes taking fuel and back out he goes. Right now, interesting call there by the 32. Oof, man, I don't know if you noticed that there in the back. Ryan Wiggins out there in the number 5 Tide machine. Looks like he's washing up there on the side of the track close to the wall. The exit of 4, but better on 2.
Maybe it's that wind you were talking about earlier.
Yep. Seems to be having a little more trouble than usual. There we go,
The
Jared Hayes.
Temperature's still good, and both in the air and on the track. Not much has changed there. Not even overcast, which is good.
Riding
Maybe we
along
just
here
need to
with
get all
Ryan
the.
Wiggins. You can feel that car starting to drag that front nose up the track. Gets a good dive in here, but right there. See, it's starting to ride up on him. Ugh. Now it just puts more pressure on that right front, and these guys are he's definitely gonna feel it here in a little bit. Another 20 laps of that isn't gonna be happy about it. We come up on the 100 lap mark left to go here in the race. It's gonna be pretty close. If Jacob Kaplan and this lead can sustain 7.7 seconds out front as he continues to charge forward. Right now, fantastic job here. Kaplan leading this race. Now, not bad by the Hot Wheels machine. We rotate back. Hayes sits second. We rotate back another 4.5 seconds to find Johnny Avila. Cody Porter, at least those two are close enough, 1 second between each other. As the 83 of Jason Crumley, who's been in some trouble earlier in this race. Yep, looking to see if he can slice on by. Next is the back here. We rotate to Clint Mata, although he is sitting 7th. That's Cody Porter. Looking to see if he can get back by him, but Porter going ahead and letting him just run his race. These guys have an extra card in the sleeve out there, as they're going to have an extra set of tires down there in pit. So when do they decide to take them? If this thing goes under caution about lap 150, they're going to be laughing this one off. They're going to throw that one set on and still have one more to the end of the race that they'll be able to offset the rest of this field. And as they're running around 25 seconds, they'll be back down into the 23s. That's going to be a beautiful call if it falls that way.
Yes. As I've said before, if, largest word, English language. So, do you know what this track was called for a while before they called it the Monster Mile?
I don't think so.
Well, it used to be paved with asphalt, and then they paved it with concrete, and they called it White Lightning.
Oh, really?
Because it was, you know, a big strip of whiteness versus the black apron.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was called that for a few years following the crossover between the asphalt and the concrete. And then by the time they came in 2008, when they did the Monster Makeover, that's when it became the Monster Mile.
Huh, okay. Yeah, because I knew, I wasn't sure, because I knew the catchphrase, no sleep till Dover, was a big one, because this is normally the race that they used to run right after the Daytona run.
Well, and they'd have to drive all the way there. All the time.
Yeah, what, World 600 or something?
Ooh. What, like in '69?
Yeah,
when it
way
first
back.
started?
Yeah, way back. The guys said they were passing out and getting tired because they couldn't, because the race lasted almost forever.
Yeah, Mason-Dixon 300, actually. They didn't start running the 500s until 71. So, yeah, but it was like all Richard Petty, Bobby Allison. Bobby Allison, Richard Petty. They did a lot of trading back and forth there. Throw a little David Pearson in there.
Right. Bella, we're looking under 100 laps left to go in the Subway 400. Do appreciate everybody joining us out here at SimTraX Broadcasting. We do appreciate if you would subscribe here to the channel. We will be picking up a couple more leagues here in the coming weeks. Like I said, Bandit will be refiring off on Wednesday. I believe we may have a league, I believe it's Stream Racing League. We possibly may be picking up on Thursdays. We're currently in negotiations out there. And on Mondays, we are still holding the NORA, the National Oval Racing Association League, in their Gen 4 league. So definitely we are about to get really busy here. The race season is starting to pick up. So do appreciate it. You don't have to like the video, but do subscribe. That way it will ping you when we head on live, and we'll get the stream set up for you guys to go ahead and bring you the best in iRacing. Stella, we got 90 laps left here to go. Some of these drivers, I think, are starting to feel a little pressure out there and getting tired. Like the real guys out there, I would say, you know, some of the, I think that something's well overlooked when you get to a track like this is fatigue. Some of these, you know, you get out there, you're running a great race, but man, oh man, you're just like, good Lord, how many turns? Where am I? Is it getting monotonous? I have no idea when I'm supposed to pit. Where is pit road?
Yeah, road drunk.
Yep.
Yeah, they're still tootling along. What do we have? Still the top four are on the lead lap?
Yep.
Mark Sikosi being the first one down? Okay.
Yep.
But we do have...
Good.
Jared Hayes has come up 9 places from where he started this race. So that's pretty good for a newcomer.
Yeah, not bad, especially for getting behind the wheel here as of last night. Right now, Jacob Kaplan and his team is already wheeling over the beer cooler over to the pit box because he is currently sitting with a 10-second lead.
I do not count that for anything. He's done a wonderful job getting 10 seconds ahead, and 1 caution will make it gone.
Yep. So he's got a wide berth here. This is huge. Let's pop it up with the positions. Number 1 down at the bottom. You see him entering turn 1. And number 2 finally exiting 4. So almost by half the track here for Jacob Kaplan.
Yes.
Wow.
So Jacob Crumley just came down pit road, but it listed him as off track before he got there. Did he have a little bit of trouble getting down pit road?
Possibly. I'm trying to see an off-track event here. Showing that scrub. Yeah, I'm not showing anything that's happened currently.
Okay, that's good.
Yep, not from our angle.
Yeah, because he is he's having quite the time down there.
Yeah, he's having
He's
an
been down
eventful night,
forever.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right now, I hate to say it, but I think that might be as close as he's going to get to victory lane.
Oh.
He has gotten
wow.
Well, he's gotten mashed up a couple of times. He's spun out. He's gotten hit. I mean, that's that car.
That is
He
true.
was running up there in the top 3 and has just been unable to recover since.
Is this one of the tracks where they can drive into pit road? Ah, very cool. I know several people were very excited about that. We've seen some take advantage of getting their car into victory lane.
Yep. Hopefully we'll see. Well, we'll definitely see which driver gets to hold that up or end up in that position. As I continue to race around here, Stella, a lot of guys have set their cars up here for tonight. But man, I would say this definitely took a different turn. If you're just now joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting, lap number 1. Sidestep of the clutch there from the number 45 of Patrick Gettner. Had caught up a handful of drivers. Jared Magoon, Mark Sikosi, Justin Tope, Shane Wielden, and Brian Wiggins. Enough to name a few there who ended up getting mashed up into that first caution, which was hateful to see happen. Then back lap number 18 did not cause a caution, but Wyatt Puffenbarger ended up getting into some trouble on lap 18, and then we had our second caution on lap 100. Brian Wiggins got bumped out of the way there by Johnny Avila on the exit of turn number 2. I think Johnny expected him to rotate up the track, did not, and got into the back of him. Wiggins is a lapped car, but apparently he was not able to put him down another lap without forcing his hand. Stella, right after that, I believe Jason Crumley spun around not but a few laps later. And ended up bringing out our third caution here of the night. And so far, we have been all smiles and laughs here as they continue to run this race. Right now, this is Jacob Kaplan running up on Brian Wiggins. Wiggins about to go another lap down here as he sees the 44 machine passing. I would say, with a driver like Jared Hayes chasing behind him, Jared, since we've been talking here a little bit about the last 10 laps, Jared Hayes has been able to shave off over half a second trying to run him down.
Yes. Yes, he has. But he also, I think they're probably about equal in tires. Jared Hayes has a little tiny bit more fuel. Now, what that will matter as far as weight goes, or if he can last an extra couple laps for fuel, I don't know, because you're saying fuel really isn't an issue on this one. But that's the only difference I see at the moment.
Yeah, distance-wise, this is gonna work out very well for Jared Hayes if this can go lengthwise. Can Jared Hayes stay out another 5 laps, maybe another 10 laps? But I would say his opportunity of then coming down and getting tires, he'll have the upper hand on the life and be able to drive a lot harder. But he has now cut it down to 8.5 seconds. So Kaplan's starting to notice that car is playing up on him a little bit here. And I'm wondering if this is going to cause some trouble for him, as Cody Porter has come in on lap 151 for tires and fuel.
Yes. I would like very much to see what this does in the scheme of things. Because like you say, we still have a lot of laps to go.
I know, rather surprising to see Cody Porter come on down. And Johnny Avila has yet to come down. He's currently 16.5 seconds off pace. His teammate works around him there. Here comes Avila. And, yeah, oddly slow here for Avila, but I think he's more concerned with staying out there on the track as long as possible, seeing that pit lane speed is 35 miles an hour, which is sickening to most of these drivers out there.
Yeah, I guess when they're coming off of 160, it's painful. Can I take a look at the right side of Avila's car? I'm wondering if he's tagged the wall not once but twice. I believe he has.
Yeah, a little scrub there on that right front fender.
Okay.
But here at Dover, that's nothing to be too concerned of there, Stella. I know you were thinking maybe he got, mushed up a little bit, but it looks like it's just some slight paint damage out there.
I'm just wondering if it's time for him to come get tires.
I would say yes, but I don't know what he's willing to sacrifice here. I don't know if he's thinking maybe there's a possibility of getting things to change. If he's expecting a caution to happen here pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know when he actually took them last. Because if you're saying that 12-second stop, I mean, we sat and watched him. He didn't take tires, which would have meant that he He's on well over 100 lap tires.
Yes. So I don't know if the adjustment when he came down was to try to see if he could stretch the tires that he's currently running on.
Risky, but
Yep.
we've definitely seen some wins taken just by strategy. Purely by strategy.
Wow. This is crazy. I want to take a peek again back at our leader right now. I'm showing Jared Hayes has fallen off as Kaplan has started to stretch the lead out again. I think the reason why Hayes is caught into some lap traffic here.
Oh. Yeah, he's put 3 seconds back on the clock.
Yep. Oh, man, pinch.
Mr. Sikosi, that was close. Oh, into the wall. And, oh, wow. Upended the back of that car. And no caution. Really?
Yeah, I think that was Jason Crumley, the guy in the back of him there.
Oh, man. He says, I just spent 5 minutes in the pit getting myself squared away. Now this.
Wow, pretty mind-boggling how that is able to,
Not charge a caution?
yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. That's a flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, no
I
kidding.
like it.
Alright, it should be what we're looking at here. This is right before. Let's stick with Crumley on this one. For Wiggins, here's the mix-up here. Wiggins off the wall.
Boom.
Bam!
Yeah. Oh, man. Ah. 9 is not his lucky number. He's sitting in 9th. He's also in 9th as far as it comes to the standings for the chase. And this is not his night.
No, not at all. Not at all. So Jared Hayes was able to fight through the lap traffic, but not without losing a bunch of distance and losing his position out there on the track. Right now, he's still looking now 11 seconds to catch Jacob Kaplan as pit road is getting busy. Wiggins, Mata, Magoon, Crumley. And Avila finally coming on down.
Wow, he had to lock him up, I hope. He didn't speed. So top split setups, welcome. Says that would be a top split setup in the lead currently.
So Stella, talk about a little bit about our pit road strategy out there. Avila has yet to pit since he came in on lap number 65.
There you go.
Then he came down for the quick adjustment of 12 seconds in the box on lap 104. And here we are at lap 170, but under caution.
Oh. Okay, you've got to tell me, is that good or bad?
Well, this could be good and bad, seeing who it was who ended up wrecking here.
Oh.
44 wants to come down pit road, and all of our barrels.
Oh, the barrels. What?
And blew the engine.
Oh. Oh, no.
Perfect
He
position
looked like
to
he's been
Sunoco.
bleeped. It looked like he'd been pixelated. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Alrighty. Right now, he's really wishing that it had called it on the Crumley Wiggins accident.
Yeah, it just came in too
Yep,
hot right here.
that's it. That's it. They've got to practice that. I'm gonna say it again. Man, oh man.
You definitely
Alright,
got
what do
the
we...
Forget Berube curse
I do believe.
out in front
But,
by 11 seconds. Scrubbed here.
yes, which is exactly what you described in the beginning. Now, the last thing you want to do, please don't speed down pit road. I'm going to ask a really strange question. Does this leave us only 2 now on the lead lap?
I think so.
Okay.
As our 2 guys who were in the front most of the night are now laps down out there.
Mm.
And this is absolutely heartbreaking out there for the number 44.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right, rejoining back down pit road. Here comes Mark Sikosi. He says, why not? Be able to come down, might do a splash of fuel and go here.
Pit boxes are strangely positioned
Misaligned.
tonight. Misaligned, yes. Yes, it's been bugging me all night. I keep going, oh, no, you missed, and then he didn't.
Yep.
Pull out. Oh. Okay.
I would say without it having to go around a turn, it shouldn't have to. Unless he rode through a bunch of pit boxes.
Oh, yeah. A whole bunch. But he managed to get back on the lead lap.
Well, there's a chance that Devin Lockridge may have his brand new rookie driver with the ability and the possibility.
No, don't do it. Don't say it.
Well, right now, Jared Hayes out front is
He is in the
currently
lead.
leading the top 4. Porter,
Yes.
Avila, and Sikosi, and 2 of them have been deadly here tonight.
Yes.
Well, fortunately, he got a beautiful jump before Avila and Porter could get caught up there.
Shocking. Yes. But they are reeling him in fast.
Yeah, the key is not to overthink it here or go too much. Remember, they got some work to do to get up there. Cody Porter is going to be caught behind Wiggins. Wiggins came down lap 168 for a fresh set of tires for him. So with everybody on fresh tires, this levels the playing field, though.
It does.
Cody Porter not reeling in Hayes as soon as is expected. Hayes will have an opportunity to get away as it gets cut down to 1.75 before we reach
And
back to
60
Johnny
laps to
Avila.
go.
Yep. Ton of
That's
time
a lot,
here.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, that 88 is really applying pressure now. Has Hayes taken the last set of tires? That may be
It
so.
is possible.
Got close to Kosi getting out there to Porter.
He did have one that was only a 6-second stop, but he might have taken his third. And he's been down 4 total. We know Avila still has one that's sitting in the pits.
Yep. That's Sikosi grabbing hold of third. Now he's going to continue that charge forward. Right now he's got 3/4 of a second to find Avila. currently getting jammed here by one of our tide machines. Oh, that's the pass for the lead. Jared Hayes. Hayes is going to fight him here. Inside line for Avila. Hayes outside, still holding him there. Great job here. Hayes lets off.
Jeez. Oh. I was like, who hit the nitrous switch?
Nope.
Okay.
Avila drove it in there so much deeper. Try to get through that turn. Hayes, even if he has a top 3 finish, still something he can hang his hat on here. As he watches Avila drive off a little bit, though. Right now, he's got his mirror full of the number 8. Right now, this will be Sikosi to his outside here.
And welcome to the league.
Sikosi looking to battle along here. Sikosi almost getting ready to send it 3 wide.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. He's got somebody on the outside of him, though.
The 83, Jason Crumley, getting marched backwards now. Sikosi sits second. As these two fight, this allows Avila to get away.
Now the leaders are coming up on 2 more lap bars.
One of those drivers is going to be Brian Wiggins, who looks like he's already having trouble on the exit of 2.
I thought 2 was his good turn. It was 4 that used to get him.
Taking a look here. Right now, Wiggins gets it there. Look at Sikosi. Sikosi turning on the afterburners, trying to find him. As we ride along here with Mark Sikosi, he's not really heavy into the gas. He's kind of letting the car drift in the same way as Avila was. Sikosi starting to run out of steam. Let's see if Avila gets jammed up by the lap traffic. Wiggins here on the outside, now in front of him. Avila's going to take it to the inside.
Yes, hopefully they are communicating a little bit better this time.
Wants to rotate up. They get ready to send it 3 wide. He mushes the 5 closer to the top. Yep, there we go. Sikosi gets the unfavorable entrance into 3. Whoa, Wiggins tail whips it. Avila, Sikosi, Hayes, and Cody Porter. Cody Porter came down on lap 151 and has been falling off since, sitting about 3 seconds back. Yep, 3 seconds back from Jared Hayes. About 5 seconds off from finding his teammate Johnny Avila, who's regathered the lead. Continuing to pull away on this one.
Yeah, he may be the only one that has broken the 23-second barrier as far as the lap time tonight. But right now, he's not that far ahead of Mark Sikosi. His last lap was 24.048, and Sikosi was 24.054.
Yeah, staying pretty close out there on the times. Right now, Avila's been leading this again. It's lap 181 when he overtook it from Jared Hayes and never looked back. Stella, we are just ticking off the laps now. Sikosi falling off by now 1.4. He falls to the second spot. Jared Hayes third, and Cody Porter working around the lap traffic out there. Jason Crumlin. On Clint Mata rounding out our top 5. Not bad. Pretty dismal qualifying out there each and every week out there for Clint Mata, but he is still coming up with some sizable finishing positions. Aaron Lagoon holds into 6th, Brian Wiggins 7th, Jacob Kaplan 8th, as he has retired for the night. Jason Crumley is still racing out there, but he may have the opportunity to, to get up to at least 8th place. I was looking to see if
he'll
we had
pass
enough
Jacob
laps.
Kaplan. Just barely. He's still, what, 20? No, not quite. 66. Yeah, he'd make it if he keeps running. Yeah, right now the number of laps our 5th on back drivers have, I do not believe we're going to have any change of placement in the 1 through 4. 1 through 4 are going to be battling amongst themselves. So this should definitely have a shakeup in the standings for the chase race. We shall see next week exactly where they will be and how hard they'll be fighting for which position. And next week will be the Ford 400 out of Homestead, Miami. It's going to be a night race, 133 laps.
Stella, do you notice anything out there out of, Johnny Avila, Cody Porter, Mark Sikosi, or even Jared Hayes, that these guys have done similarly to actually stay on to the lead lap here?
Well, this particular time they were within 20 laps of each other as far as taking 4 tires and fuel. But no, if you're talking about race lines, no.
I don't know why. I don't know if they've got something else going on or if they've been able to figure out that setup. I give it to Avila for a late race caution there that assisted in some of his pit strategy. He was able to come out of pits just in time. When that caution did come out, we saw him sitting there at the very end of pit road when the yellow flag flew.
Yes.
It's given him the opportunity to get back where he was on the lead lap.
About the luckiest lucky dog ever.
Yep. They were saying last week that they didn't have a whole lot of time to practice and get some speed out there, but he was able to win that race. And this time it looks like they may have had enough time, as he has definitely brought the speed here tonight, and even Lockridge Motorsports is saying the same. Jared Hayes, one of his drivers out there, currently sitting in 3rd, possibly lined up for a podium position here. I don't think Cody Porter's going to have enough to it. Run him down.
No, but I think I will take the opportunity at the moment to talk about one of our sponsors, which is Fubar Studios. Would that be good?
Perfect. Oh,
okay.
God, Cody Porter is around.
Never mind.
Reversing onto the track, no caution.
Wow.
I don't know how to even call this anymore when iRacing is no longer throwing the caution. Normally it was even if a driver put it into reverse, that was enough to trigger something to happen. He reverses into traffic, and it still does not throw the caution.
Nope.
I mean, drivers were in danger of wrecking. I mean, even Johnny Avila was in trouble. I mean, our leader, and imagine if he had rear-ended his own teammate there.
That would have been bad.
And no caution comes out.
Nope. I have zero excuse.
Well, maybe just the coding is FUBAR out there. And go ahead and talk to us a little bit about it, as I thought we were about to end up under caution there for a moment.
I did too. Well, what I want to talk to you about is FUBAR Studio, Veteran Reinforcement. They do track day for veterans where racing meets freedom. FUBAR Studio Veteran Reinforcement takes pride in delivering critical support to veterans navigating the complexities of daily life. Their goal is to furnish comprehensive aid addressing physical, mental, and financial needs, and to elevate the lives of veterans and first responders. The mission at FUBAR Studios and Track Day for Veterans aims to support war veterans through medical and therapeutic care, homelessness initiatives, rehabilitation, and family support services. So please take some time, look them up on the web under FUBARstudios.com, or you can also find them under FUBAR Studios on Facebook. That's spelled FUBAR Studios.
Sweet. All right, a little shout out there.
Yeah.
For our sponsors, we kind of rotate up here to Mark Sikosi, who's starting to notice Jared Hayes getting a little bigger in that rearview mirror. I wonder if the 8 is pushed a little too hard. Jared Hayes is starting to reel him in here. And now give it to Jared Hayes for hanging in. Right now, one of the admins here from this league is in danger as we are playing chase.
Yeah, he's under a half a second. Quarter second. There we go.
Not bad. Less than 20 miles left to go here at the Monster Mile of Dover. And right now, Hayes, we have got our eyes on Hayes. He is right now the closest driver to come up with anything here. Todd Machine getting ready to work on him here. Nice little peak. Right now, you do see him waiting him out. Oof, shot to the wall there. Crumley still holding on to 8th. Hayes getting him to less than 0.2 of a second. Right on his rear bumper now. Sikosi wants to get away. I don't know if he's got enough tire life to do it. Notice the right front damage there on Jared Hayes. 17 laps left to go. Oof.
Oh, that's gonna cost him.
Yep.
Quit watching your monitor. Eyes on the track.
All right, take a look here. Notice how Jared Hayes, I think right when he got to the point, it started picking up the front end there from the draft, and it just got him a little bit loose. He knocks into the wall. We take another look. Here he comes again. Jared Hayes. See if he can pass Mark Sikosi here. Sikosi's fending him off, though. Way to keep that Pontiac in the rear view mirror. Continue going. 16 to go. 15 when Avila gets to the line. Right now, as Avila is out there by 7.7 seconds over these two. Right now, Hayes can smell it. He's right there. Trying to make up a difference in this turn. Here it comes from 1 and 2. Man, right now I guarantee you Hayes, the key is not to drive the tires off this thing. Trying to make this pass. He's got time. The hard part is getting to him. There it is. That's the fumble he needed. Sikosi a little out of shape.
No.
And that's going to loosen him up. Sikosi's got to take the high side. Right now, taking a look there. Oh my gosh, Sakosi able to fend him off.
Did.
13 to go. At the line, Avila still leading this one. 8 seconds out in front. I would say he's probably got this one won.
Yeah, I think that might be safe to say.
Race here. Jared Hayes running out of steam. Now down to 0.3 of a second. Cody Porter down in the pit.
This time.
4 tires and fuel, going ahead and throwing them on.
He's calculating a caution.
Yeah, that something
He
may
won't
happen
have
with
to
these two
come.
going at it.
Yep, and he won't have to come in, and he will glide by.
I don't know. That does put him almost 4 laps down.
How in the world did he lose 4 laps taking one set of tires? I thought he was on the lead lap.
Yes, he was on the lead lap with a 50-second pit stop. Guys going around. He was, I believe it was almost 14 seconds off pace. So he was already almost half a lap down. Passed him around twice, third time, and then he's around. So, yep, he should be passing it as he is a 22.97. Look at him swing around the outside here. Nine laps left to go. Porter starting to turn on the afterburners here.
Yep.
With this kind of
his
speed,
fingers through the net.
yeah, with this kind of speed, he'll be 2 seconds faster than anybody else out there on the track. So he should be able to run Avila down with no problem. As we saw these guys get through the pinch, Hayes was able to overtake Sakosi. Let's take a look. Got a fender on him heading into 1.
Right.
Right got
there.
Him. Great pass. Sakosi kind of tried to triangulate it, hits the apron, loses the ground.
I thought for sure he was going to kind of duplicate that move on the very next pass.
All right, great job by Jared Hayes. Cody Porter with a 22.90. That's faster than Johnny Avila's pass this time.
Yes.
This race is all but over here.
Wow, and Hayes is already pulled out over a second in front of Mark Sakosi. That's a surprise.
Wow. What if Cody Porter was just locked in to the 4th position? He said, "You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and pit. Let's go ahead and, I don't want to fight this race car for the remainder of the night, and let's throw a set of fresh tires on." I've done it. Where you're like, well, that's the end of that suit for me. So whatever. Let's go ahead and
let's go cause some trouble.
Yeah. Let's go put a set of tires on and see if maybe we can mix it up a little bit.
This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it's fun when you're in the lead.
Nice.
All right, 4 laps left to go here. Avila out in front by 9.5 seconds as Hayes is starting to reel him in. I expect Avila to be just hanging back here just a little bit. He came in on lap 169 for tires and fuel, and he is coming down the last 2.5 miles here of this race. So he definitely put a clinic on here.
Into green-white checker territory now. Sorry, Alicia. It was not Jacob's evening.
Yeah, it was a real shame. Real shame. Crumley did keep rolling, though, which knocked Kaplan down to 9. Which is going to hurt for his points tonight. Shane Wielden was going to get close. I don't know if he's going to be able to drum up a few more laps, saying that the white flag is out. Johnny Avila with 4 more turns left, now only 2 as he takes the backstretch. Amazing job here.
Yeah, Wielden would have had to have about 3 more laps.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Johnny Avila winning it here at the Subway 400. I would say to be expected. Jared Hayes, this is him making it across the line here. That's for second. And Sikosi 2.5 seconds behind him. And he's got it. Great job by our drivers out there. Everybody hanging in. They definitely made a heck of a race of it. Heck of a race. Fantastic job, Johnny Avila, with another race win. Stella, I want to know how many he's got here on the year because he made it definitely known here tonight.
3.
This is the 3rd?
Yes. No, this is 4. This would be his 4th win.
All right. Awesome job here. Fantastic job by our drivers out there. I'm going to quick wrap this up, find these guys out there, and talk to them here. That way they can go ahead and get on to bed. Hold on, guys. All righty, everybody, catching up with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Mark Sikosi. Looks like the Budweiser machine comes in clutch here tonight. Little tangle up first thing here in the race. Did that kind of offset you here tonight and get you off your game?
Yeah, we had a lot of damage, way too much damage. They couldn't get it fixed. I feel like we had a winning car tonight, and we got taken out of contention because of the moron in the 09 who, he liked to call everybody else out and, badmouth the league and the race when he wadded up half the field after, a wreck already happened on the front stretch. And I guess he plowed through 2 or 3 more guys. Just complete idiot.
Wow.
Yeah, and you don't hear me ever say things like that, but
No.
no, just fed up with guys like that. We're running for a championship. We really needed to maximize on points tonight. They didn't count our qualifying lap, our second one, which I feel like it could have been pole. Yeah, we just.
Really?
Yeah,
That's odd.
Yeah, they didn't count. They just it was invalid, abnormal lap for whatever reason. Yeah, we just could not catch a break tonight.
You had some very questionable non-thrown yellow flags from iRacing too.
Yeah, we had. I know Crumley went around, and they didn't throw one. And I don't know what the one was for before that. I don't know if you guys caught it, but
Yeah, even Porter went around. I think even Wiggins got popped up in the air again. He got rear-ended there with
Yeah, there were
Crumley.
a lot of them that should have been yellows that just weren't being thrown. And uh, I mean, if Cope was there, Cope ended up leaving. He had a bad night. I know Devin had admin privileges, but I don't know if he saw what was going on. I mean, he's focused on his team, so you know we don't see him. We don't have race control. We don't have enough people to make it worth having race control. So yeah, it's just frustrating. We really needed to maximize on points though for our team tonight, and we just couldn't get it done with the damage. You can't get a quick lap in. We got damage already, so we're not getting the point for that. We just really frustrating. So I don't think we have a really a chance at all at Homestead. So we're just gonna go out there and try to get a win.
All right, hate to hear that, man. As Homestead Miami's next for the Ford 400, and we'll kind of hold our breath and hopefully your number 8 car comes into some luck, man, and maybe somebody ends up not showing up. Go ahead and give me a shout out, to you, Mark.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I've got to thank Fubar Studios for making the broadcast happen. Track Day for Veterans also. Got to thank all of the drivers that show up week in and week out, putting in the work in these setups, grinding these races out. Uh, we got uh, we got a handful of guys, maybe even a couple handful of guys that are gonna be coming on for the next season. So hopefully we're doubling our field size here. Um, got to thank you guys as usual. You guys put on excellent broadcasts. Um, yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, Mark. Hang in there, buddy. I know tonight was a dismal night for you and your team, but still a third place finish. That's up 5 from your original qualifying spot. And hopefully we can get some of these kinks hammered out. And it's not just you guys. I think iRacing fumbled a few times out here tonight. So,
Yeah.
man, Mark, hang
Yep.
in there, buddy. I'm sure you'll review over this one.
Yeah, I'll have a better idea of what happened tonight after I watch the replay. But yeah, thanks, guys.
All good. Take it easy, buddy.
That-
Man, poor guy. Gosh, dog. Yeah, well, somebody who ended up coming, they say came alive out there tonight, but really kind of surprised everybody. I think even his own crew chief, Jared Hayes, dude, what a race here tonight.
Yeah, that was a surprise myself there. I'll take it. It was a lot of fun and brought it home second. I can't complain.
All right, obviously you saw that something had changed out there on the track. You changed your line. You were able to come up with some more speed, and even after getting into some trouble here during the race, I mean, with Jacob Kaplan kind of taking himself out there, I mean, do you have a hope of maybe taking away a win here tonight?
Well, yeah, that was. I was hoping it was going to stay green actually when I seen him miss pit road, and I'm like, if he can get it rolling, I got a shot at this. And then the yellow came out, and I'm like, well, that'll probably do it for me, because I had to do a long run on the tires, and uh, like you say, the first stage I completely did not run a right line and melted my right front, so I knew I had to make some drastic changes. So I tried something different after the first pit stop, and that definitely was better. And then by the third round of pit stops, I kind of finally had it figured out to where I could make my stuff last. So on the last restart, I knew that the guys were going to go by me, but I just figured I'm just going to try to save my stuff as much as I can. And then the last 15, 20 laps there, I was able to run a couple of them back down. So it worked out.
Yeah, awesome job. You were able. Cody Porter came into pit, so you were able to fend him off. But Mark Sakosi, he was not interested in giving up that second position that easy.
Yeah, I could tell. I was pretty sure he might have hurt his stuff trying to run the 88 car down, and I could tell I was catching him, and I just didn't want to press the issue. Me being the new guy, don't want to take the front guys out, and so I just bided my time, and I actually got together with the other Tide car, so there's going to be some really good clean spots out on the track with all the Tide soap that's out
Oh
there from
no!
collision.
Don't get me coughing again. Oh,
But
no.
But yeah, I just bided my time behind the 8, and I could tell he was starting to push really hard up the track in the turns, and I was just waited for my chance to get under him, and then once I had the shot, I took it and then drove on away from him.
All right, well, we'll definitely see if you can do the same thing. Assuming you had a decent time out here tonight and hitting second place, we'll see you at Homestead next week. Kind of what's
Well,
the game plan for your team?
we'll see. I'm kind of a part-time deal on the weekends because I do have to work sometimes. But my teammate Jared Magoon and Devin Lockridge wanted me to race a little bit, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So I can't thank them enough for helping me out, and we'll see what next week brings.
Awesome job. Floor is yours. Go and give me a shout outs for your sponsors and your team.
Just Devin Lockridge Motorsports and my teammate Jared Magoon. There's another Jared Callahan, Wes Vanderkolk, Lilith Peters, my girlfriend Sandy for putting up with me, letting me race out here, and you guys for putting on a broadcast.
All right, appreciate you, Jared. Congratulations on the second place finish, and we're gonna hold our breath and see if you guys can drum up a third Jared out there. I think that'd really blow my mind.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
All right, take it easy, brother.
You bet. Have a good one.
All right. All right, Jared Hayes. We didn't get lucky enough to get all three J names in here for the for the night. But Stella, go ahead and take it away and talk to Johnny Avila out there. This guy comes
Oh,
away with yet another win.
yes, this is number 4 for you tonight.
Yeah. So we were definitely rolling out there tonight. Setup was feeling good. Cody definitely whipped up a fast piece tonight.
Yeah, we were a little surprised when Jacob Kaplan came up on y'all, and took over the lead there for a few laps, but maybe you were just, taking a rest?
Um, we didn't take tires that time because we only had 2 sets left and there's like 130 laps left. So
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of maybe just saving a set in case something happened late run. Um, but man, he was cooking. So like, if that race had stayed green and if he was able to get through his pit stop okay, I don't know if I would have been able to catch him on equal tires. But yeah, it's an unfortunate situation there with Brian. I'm just looking at the replay now, and I thought when he went high in the middle, he was gonna stay high, and like as he starts coming down the track, I'm already throttling up, and then I just
Oh,
end
yeah.
up tagging him there. So I just want to say sorry to him.
Yeah, Patrick, saw that and called it exactly the way you just said, so, and I assume that was pretty obvious to, all of you drivers.
Yeah, it just still I hate making contact with anybody like that, you know.
No, I understand you. We've been watching you long enough to know you drive pretty clean. So hopefully we will see you kind of maintaining your lead into Homestead. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
night race.
Um, it should be good. That'll be the last race for this little playoff part of the season too. So I'll
Yeah.
be looking to put like a nice solid day and hopefully get this championship.
Okay. Well, right now you're only 6 points ahead of Justin Cope.
Hmm.
However, this particular night was not his. So the next person in line behind him is Jared Magoon. I think you're going to have to watch for Mark Sikosi because he's only in fourth and he had a very nice finish tonight. So good luck on Homestead. I think you probably have it pretty well wired. But go ahead and give me your shout outs and we'll get you on your way.
Well, I'd just like to thank everybody that puts this league together. You know, as seasons tend to dwindle down, people stop showing, but at least we're still getting a car count, which is nice. And also big shout out to Cody because I definitely leaned on him for this race to make the setup and the Q set and everything, and we were flying out there. So I'd also like to thank you guys for broadcasting this race. My my friends and family like to tune in from time to time, and they've been enjoying, your guys' commentary, so that's always cool.
I'm glad they enjoy it. We have a lot of fun doing it.
Awesome.
So, all right, Patrick, you are on and off.
All right, Johnny Avila, congratulations once again on a win, man, and we'll see how you handle Homestead. I know it's a tricky track to hang on to, but I'm sure you and Cody Porter up there with the Yates Racing, you guys won't have a problem. Congratulations once again on your win there, bud.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
You too.
You bet.
All right, Johnny Avila making it happen here tonight. What an excellent job that we saw out of these guys. Although a low car count, still a fantastic race. These guys are definitely making it happen, and a lot of things are changing out there. I can't believe we had a first lap caution out there that unfortunately got mushed up, and then you even hear the admin of the league not real happy out there with Mr. Poffenbarger. Who added some trouble out there in the 09 in the Mopar machine. I was excited to see a Mopar machine out there, Stella, but it looks like kind of made a mess of things out there, but maybe he'll be able to square that thing up. Stella, anything left to add here?
No, looking forward to crowning a champion next week, and we will see where everybody shuffles in on the standings.
All right, and that will bring us to the end of the championship that we will see coming next week. That will be the season finale there at Homestead. We got a lot of stuff coming up here at SimTraX. So keep in mind what we've got going on with the National Oval Race Association, Bandit Racing League showing up, and the end of NSR and their playoffs. So we'll see how they go ahead and fare. Congratulations, Johnny Avila, Jared Hayes, and Mark Sikosi for their for their podium positions here tonight, and fortunately being able to come away with something with only 3 sets of tires down there in pits. But that's going to do it for us here at SimTraX Broadcasting, bringing you the NSR League. Be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.